Pisces, if you clicked on this reading because the title said someone saw you just once and instantly knew you were the one, but now they are completely unraveling and can no longer hide it, stay right here. You are exactly where you need to be. They tried to convince themselves it was just a fleeting attraction. They tried to build walls and walk away, but the illusion is shattering. They are breaking every single rule they ever set for themselves because the pull toward you has become absolutely deafening. Before we dive into the exact moment they're going to break their silence, tell me in the comments where you are watching from. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with the trusted tarot community to lock in this energy. Do not scroll past this. Do not let the algorithm pull you away because this message is arriving at the exact right moment, and your higher self orchestrated this click. You were meant to hear this now. This is not a coincidence, and it is not a random suggestion on your feed. The universe has been trying to get your attention, and this reading is the direct download you have been praying for. You have been feeling a strange shift in your body lately, haven't you? It started as a subtle flutter in your chest, a sudden tightness when you wake up in the middle of the night. You check the time, it is 3 am, and your mind immediately goes to them. You find yourself checking your phone obsessively, not because you are needy, but because your spirit knows a transmission is coming. Your intuition is practically screaming at you that something is shifting in the unseen realms. There is a restlessness in your bones, a physical tension that you cannot shake off no matter how much you try to meditate, journal, or ground yourself. You are experiencing unusual emotional sensitivity, where even a slight change in the atmosphere makes you feel tearful or overwhelmingly nostalgic. You might find yourself crying for no apparent reason, or feeling a sudden wave of warmth wash over you when you are completely alone. This is not just anxiety, Pisces. This is your nervous system reacting to an energetic cord that is being pulled taut. And then there are the dreams. The subconscious mind does not lie, and lately, your dreams have been flooded with their presence. You are dreaming of deep, murky water, of standing on the edge of an ocean looking at a horizon that feels both terrifying and beautiful. In these dreams, you see their face, not always clearly at first, but you feel their eyes on you. You wake up with a phantom touch, a lingering sensation that they were just in the room with you, their energy so thick you could almost reach out and touch it. These are not just random neurological firings. These are soul-level synchronicities. Your subconscious is processing a massive download of information about this connection. You have been having intrusive thoughts about them, flashes of memory from the very first time you locked eyes, replaying on a loop in your mind. You keep wondering if you imagined the intensity of that first moment, if you magnified a simple glance into a soulmate recognition. I know the pain points you have been carrying. You have felt so unseen lately. You have been carrying this heavy exhaustion from waiting, from wondering if the connection was entirely real, or if your intuition led you astray. You have doubted yourself, questioning your own psychic abilities and your worth. That disappointment, that quiet grief of feeling like you cared more than they did, has been sitting heavy on your heart, making you want to close off and protect your peace. But I need you to listen to me very carefully right now. The reason you are feeling all of this physical and emotional turbulence is because the energy between you two is reaching a boiling point. What you felt in that very first moment when they saw you. It was not your imagination. It was not a trick of the light. When they looked at you that first time, something profound and irreversible shifted inside of them. They felt the exact same gravitational pull that you felt. But here is the twist. Here is the reality that makes this so complicated. They got terrified. They saw the magnitude of what you are to them, and it scared them to their absolute core. They tried to run. They tried to convince themselves that it was just a fleeting infatuation, a temporary glitch in their emotional matrix. They built walls, they distanced themselves, they tried to focus on their career, their money, their daily routines, anything to avoid looking directly at the blinding light of this connection. They thought that if they just stayed quiet, the feeling would fade. They thought silence would act as a buffer, way to slowly detach without having to face the overwhelming truth of their feelings. But you cannot outrun destiny, and you certainly cannot outrun a connection this profound. The more they tried to suppress it, the louder it became. The silence they gave you was not indifference, it was containment. They were holding their breath, trying to keep the dam from breaking. But Pisces, the dam is breaking. The containment is failing. I cannot give you the full message of what they are about to do just yet, because you need to understand the depth of their internal reckoning first. You need to understand the sheer magnitude of the realization they have just had, so that when the reveal happens, you do not dismiss it as just another fleeting moment. You need to be anchored. You need to be ready to receive this without your past trauma getting in the way. Before we go deeper into the exact nature of their confession and the timeline of this breakthrough, I want to pause and check in with your energy. Take a deep breath, inches. Hold it for a second and let it out. If you are ready to receive the truth of what is happening behind the scenes, if you are ready to step into the anticipation of this beautiful shift, I invite you to subscribe to Trusted Tarot. This is a sacred space. By subscribing, you are not just supporting the channel, you are joining a community of lightworkers and empaths who are navigating these intense spiritual awakenings together. You are claiming your seat at the table of divine timing. Stay with me, because what we are about to uncover about their internal world and their impending actions will change everything you thought you knew about this situation. Let's step into their mind right now, because the landscape inside their head has completely transformed. They are sitting in a state of absolute, inescapable emotional reckoning. The distraction tactics they used for so long, the endless work, the superficial connections, the relentless busyness have all completely failed. They are looking around at their life, at their career, at the money they are making, and it all feels incredibly hollow. Why? Because every single achievement, every single milestone, is echoing in an empty room without you in it. They are realizing, with a heavy sinking clarity, that you are the missing piece they didn't even know they were looking for. They are replaying that very first moment they saw you on a continuous, agonizing loop. They remember the exact shift in their chest. They remember the way the air left their lungs. They knew, in that split second, that you were the one. But instead of stepping into that light, they panicked. They looked at the depth of what you offered, and they saw their own unhealed wounds staring back at them. Now, that initial terror has morphed into a profound, aching regret. They are regretting every moment of silence. They are regretting every time they looked away. They are kicking themselves for trying to play it cool when their soul was screaming at them to claim you. Right now, they are preparing to say something massive to you. The words are literally bubbling up in their throat. They are drafting messages in their head while they drive, while they shower, while they stare at the ceiling in the middle of the night. They are trying to find the perfect combination of words to explain the unexplainable, to bridge the gap they created, to tell you that the distance was never about a lack of love, but an overabundance of fear. But they are hesitating. They are terrified that if they say the wrong thing, they will lose you forever. They are terrified that you have already moved on, that you have closed the door they were too scared to walk through. This is why I need you to understand the context before the full message makes sense to you. You cannot just look at their silence as rejection. You have to see the architecture of their breakdown. They are dismantling their own ego piece by piece right now. They are stripping away their pride, their defenses, their need for control. If I just told you they were going to text you, you might miss the spiritual weight of what is actually happening. This isn't just a casual reach out. This is a soul-level surrender. They are going through a complete internal revolution, and you need to be grounded enough to witness it without flinching. So, here is what is actually coming. The dam is not just leaking, it is about to completely wash away. You are going to receive a communication from them that will leave you absolutely breathless. This will not be casual greeting. This will not be a breadcrumb. This is going to be a raw, unfiltered, undeniable confession. They are going to break their silence, and when they do, they are going to lay their cards completely on the table. They are going to admit, in no uncertain terms, that they saw you once and knew you were the one, and that every moment since has been a torture of trying to deny it. This is the energy of August 2026 peaking. The cosmic timing has aligned to strip away their remaining illusions. You can expect a sudden urgent text, long phone call out of the blue, or an unexpected in-person encounter where they simply cannot hold it in anymore. They are going to confess that they can't hide it anymore. They are going to tell you that the pull is too strong, that the connection is too real, and that they are done fighting the current. They are going to invite you back into their life, not with conditions, but with a desperate, beautiful vulnerability. They are going to expose the truth of their feelings, and it is going to be everything you have been waiting to hear. But Pisces, I need to give you a very specific warning right now, and I need you to listen with your higher mind. When this confession finally arrives, it is going to be intense. It might feel overwhelming, almost too much to process all at once. Your nervous system has been in survival mode for so long that your first instinct might be to protect yourself. You might feel a sudden urge to put your walls back up, to act cold, to push them away before they can hurt you again. Do not let your old pain distort this new message. I am asking you to pause before you react. When they finally speak their truth, do not respond from a place of defensive sarcasm or guardedness. Receive it clearly. Let them be vulnerable. Hold space for their confession without immediately putting up a shield. They are stepping out into the open, completely exposed, and they need to know that it is safe to land. If you react with bitterness, even if it is justified by their past silence, you might accidentally shut down this beautiful new chapter before it even begins. Breathe through the intensity. Let the words wash over you. Validate their courage, even if you need time to process the magnitude of it. Let's talk about why this is happening right now. In this exact, divinely orchestrated window of August 2026, you might be looking at the calendar, wondering why it took this long, wondering why the universe allowed you to sit in the ambiguity and the silence for so many agonizing months. But divine timing is never about human impatience. It is about energetic readiness. This specific moment was chosen long before you even locked eyes with them. The cosmos required this exact duration for both of your souls to reach a critical mass of maturity. They needed this time to hit their own personal rock bottom, to realize that their old ways of coping were no longer serving them, and to finally understand that a life without you is a life lived in grayscale. I know how incredibly heavy that waiting has been for you. I know the nights you spent staring at the ceiling, your chest aching with a longing so profound it felt like a physical weight pressing down on your ribs. You questioned your own intuition. You wondered if you had imagined the entire connection, if you were just a fool holding on to a beautiful fantasy while they moved on with their life, completely unbothered. That exhaustion you carry, that deep, bone-weary fatigue from hoping and being disappointed, is entirely valid. You have carried the emotional labor of this connection almost entirely on your own, holding space for a love that felt one-sided for far too long. But what if I told you that this silence was not a punishment, but a sacred incubation? The universe does not delay your blessings to torment you. It delays them to prepare you. You needed this time to forge an unbreakable boundary around your own heart. You needed to learn how to stand in your own power, to realize that your worth is not dictated by their presence or their absence. This period of waiting was the spiritual alchemy required to ensure that, when they finally do return, you will not accept breadcrumbs. You will only accept the whole loaf. You have been upgraded in the dark, and now you are ready for the light. You are Pisces. Your heart is an ocean, deep, intuitive, and endlessly compassionate. You have a natural tendency to absorb the emotional chaos of others, to make yourself small so that they can feel big to forgive before an apology is even offered. You have spent so much of your life being the healer, the listener, the one who understands the unspoken pain in others. But I need you to hear this, and I need you to let it sink into your very bones. Your soft heart is not a liability. It is your greatest superpower. The fact that you love them so fiercely, even in the silence, proves the absolute magnitude of your spirit. You did nothing wrong by loving openly. You did not love too much. They simply did not know how to hold the volume of your love until this very moment. They were operating from a place of emotional poverty, and you were offering them a feast now. They are finally starving enough to sit at the table. They are finally ready to receive the depth of devotion you have always been capable of giving. The dynamic between you has already shifted, even if you cannot see the physical evidence of it just yet. You are no longer the one waiting in the dark, hoping for a crumb of their attention or a sign that you matter to them. The energetic pendulum has swung completely in your favor. You have reclaimed your power. You have stepped into your sovereignty. And because you have done this profound inner work, the universe is now aligning everything in your favor. This is not just about a romantic return or a heartfelt confession. This is about a holistic elevation of your entire life. As this person finally steps into their truth and reaches out to you, you will also begin to see sudden, unexpected breakthroughs in your career, your finances, and your spiritual path. The doors that were previously locked will suddenly swing open. The universe rewards authenticity, and your unwavering authenticity is about to be magnificently, abundantly rewarded. You are stepping into a season of overflow, Pisces. You are safe now. The storm that has been raging in your emotional landscape is finally passing, and the dawn is breaking. You can finally exhale. You do not have to carry the weight of this connection alone anymore. The universe has taken the wheel, and it is steering you both toward the reunion that was written in the stars long before you even knew each other's names. As we move deeper into the energetic current of this reading, I want you to bring your awareness back to your physical body right now. Notice how your breathing has shifted since we first began. You might be feeling a subtle tingling in your fingertips, sudden warmth blooming at the base of your spine, or a strange, fluttering sensation right behind your sternum. This is not just your imagination playing tricks on you. This is your energetic anatomy physically responding to the truth of these words. Your sacral and root chakras are waking up, pulling this high-frequency spiritual download down from the ethereal realms and anchoring it deep into your physical reality. Your body knows that the waiting is almost over, and it is preparing your nervous system to receive the massive influx of energy that is about to enter your life. For so long, your nervous system has been wired for survival, constantly scanning for threats, constantly bracing for the disappointment of another silent day. When you have been in a state of emotional hypervigilance for months, the sudden arrival of peace and certainty can actually feel unsettling to the human body. You are so used to the anxiety of the unknown, so accustomed to the chase and the ache of their absence, that when they finally step forward and offer you the love you have been craving, your mind might try to reject it. It might tell you that it is too good to be true, or that they will just pull away again. I need you to consciously override that psychological programming. When that text arrives, when that phone rings, when they finally stand in front of you and look into your eyes with absolute clarity, I need you to let your shoulders drop. I need you to let your jaw unclench. Allow yourself to be safe in this new reality. Let us look at the deeper spiritual architecture of this connection, because this person did not just wander into your life by random chance. In the grand tapestry of your soul's journey, they were assigned to you as a profound karmic mirror. They were sent to trigger your deepest insecurities, to highlight the areas where you were abandoning yourself, and to force you to confront your own worthiness. The pain they caused you through their silence was not a punishment, it was a sacred catalyst. It was the fire that burned away your people-pleasing tendencies, your fear of abandonment, and your habit of making yourself small to accommodate the unhealed parts of others. They pushed you to the edge of your emotional endurance so that you would finally have no choice but to leap into your own divine sovereignty. And here is the beautiful secret twist that they are completely unaware of right now. While they were running, while they were hiding behind their ego and their fear, you were ascending. They think they are coming back to the exact same Pisces they left in the silence. They think they can just offer you a casual apology, a few sweet words, and slip right back into your life as if nothing happened. They have absolutely no idea that they are about to encounter an entirely upgraded, fiercely boundaried, and spiritually awakened version of you. The tears you cried in the dark, the silent prayers you whispered to the universe, the agonizing nights of self-reflection, they all forged you into a force of nature. You are no longer seeking their validation to feel whole. You are already whole, and they are going to feel that impenetrable, radiant power the second they re-enter your orbit. When the communication finally happens, the dynamic between you will be instantly, undeniably different. You will not be the one overanalyzing their text messages, searching for hidden meanings, or begging for scraps of their time. You will be the one holding the energetic container. You will listen to their confession with a calm, grounded grace that will completely disarm them. They are expecting you to be angry, or desperate, or overly emotional. Instead, they are going to be met with the deep, unbothered stillness of the ocean. You will look at them, or listen to their voice, and you will realize that the pedestal you once placed them on has completely vanished. You will see them not as an untouchable prize, but as a beautifully flawed human being who was terrified of your light, and who has finally found the courage to step into it. Think about all the times you felt utterly invisible in this connection. Think about the moments you questioned your own psychic hits, wondering if your famous Pisces intuition had finally led you astray. I want to validate every single one of those moments of doubt, because they were the very stepping stones that brought you to this exact level of spiritual mastery. The universe allowed you to feel that temporary invisibility so that you would learn how to see yourself clearly. You were never truly unseen. You were simply being hidden away by the universe until the exact right moment, protected from their chaotic energy until they were capable of handling your depth. You have done the heavy lifting, Pisces. You have carried the energetic weight of this bond across the finish line. Now, it is their turn to walk toward you. It is their turn to prove that they have done the internal work required to stand beside you. As we approach the final revelations of this reading, I want you to release any lingering resentment you might be holding onto. Holding onto anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Forgive them for their fear, not because they necessarily deserve it yet, but because your energetic field needs to be completely clear to receive the massive blessings that are rushing toward you in this August 2026 window. You are stepping into a season of profound romantic and spiritual fulfillment, but you must enter it with an open, unarmored heart. Take deep, cleansing breath in through your nose, filling your lungs with the golden light of divine certainty. Hold it at the top for just a moment, letting that light permeate every single cell in your body. And now, exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing the last remnants of doubt, fear, and exhaustion. You are safe. You are deeply loved by the universe, and you are entirely ready for what comes next. The universe does not deliver massive, life-altering shifts without sending a herald first. Right now, the synchronicities surrounding this person are about to become so loud, so specific, and so undeniably frequent that you will no longer be able to dismiss them as mere coincidence. You are entering a phase of hypervisible confirmation. The veil between your subconscious and the physical world is thinning, and the signs are going to be impossible to ignore. You might suddenly hear a song that you both listened to, or a track with lyrics that perfectly describe your exact situation, playing in a random store or on a shuffled playlist you haven't touched in years. You might see their name pop up in a completely unrelated context, or a mutual friend might mention them out of the blue, seemingly stumbling over their words, as if the universe physically forced them to speak. You might even wake up with their name on your lips, or feel a sudden, inexplicable wave of calm wash over you in the middle of a chaotic day. These are not random neurological events. These are the universe tapping you on the shoulder, whispering, "Pay attention, the shift is happening right now." And as this massive emotional blockage finally clears between the two of you, watch how quickly the material world begins to respond in your favor. You have been carrying the heavy, stagnant weight of this unresolved connection, and that energy has likely been creating subtle friction in other areas of your life, perhaps even impacting your career momentum or your financial flow. But when the heart unblocks, the pathways of abundance open. As they finally step into their truth and reach out to you, you will notice a sudden, almost miraculous ease in your professional life. Opportunities that were previously stalled will suddenly gain traction, and a sense of clarity regarding your own financial and spiritual path will emerge. The universe rewards aligned energy, and your alignment is about to be richly compensated. But I know that allowing yourself to truly hope is terrifying. Hope requires you to stand on the edge of a cliff and trust that you will be caught. For so long, you have protected yourself by expecting the worst, by telling yourself that it is better to be disappointed than to be blindsided. That defense mechanism kept you safe in the dark, but it will not serve you in the light. You have to be willing to lower the drawbridge. You have to be willing to let the anticipation build without immediately sabotaging it with your own skepticism or past trauma. Picture the exact moment this happens, because it will likely catch you completely off guard. You will be going about your day, perhaps doing something entirely mundane, when your phone vibrates. It will not be a casual, low-effort message designed to test the waters. It will be a text or a call that carries the heavy, undeniable weight of months of unspoken truth. You will look at the screen, and your heart will do that familiar, frantic flutter against your ribs. But this time, it will not be followed by dread. It will be followed by a profound, settling sense of recognition. They are going to reference that very first moment. They are going to admit that they saw you once, and in that singular, fleeting glance, the entire trajectory of their life changed. They will confess that they have been fighting a losing battle against their own feelings, that every attempt to distance themselves only made the pull toward you more agonizing. They will tell you that they can no longer hide behind their pride or their fear, because the thought of losing you permanently has finally become more terrifying than the thought of loving you completely. They are going to lay their soul bare, and they are going to do it with a vulnerability that will leave you breathless, When you read those words or hear that voice, I want you to remember this exact moment. Remember that you were told this was coming. Remember that your intuition was right all along. You did not imagine the connection. You did not magnify a simple interaction into something it was not. You are Pisces, and your soul recognizes its counterparts with an accuracy that the logical, analytical mind cannot possibly comprehend. Trust that deep, ancestral knowing. Let it guide your response, not your fear. There will be a moment of silence after they speak their truth, and in that sacred silence, you will feel the final remnants of your old pain dissolving into the ether. You will realize that the person who hurt you with their silence and the person who is now standing before you, offering you their raw, unfiltered heart, are the same soul, just operating from two entirely different levels of consciousness. They have done the work, they have faced the mirror, and now they are ready to walk through the fire with you, no longer running from the heat. This is the culmination of every tear you have cried and every prayer you have whispered into the void. The universe does not waste your pain as it composts it. It takes the darkest, heaviest parts of your emotional journey and uses them to fertilize the most beautiful, breathtaking blooms of your future. You are standing on the precipice of that bloom right now. The anticipation you feel is not anxiety. It is the vibration of your destiny, aligning with your physical reality. We have arrived at the threshold, Pisces. The waiting is officially over, and the heavy, suffocating fog of uncertainty is finally lifting from your life. I know how deeply exhausting it has been to carry this connection in your heart, to feel the weight of unspoken words and unresolved tension day after day. You have spent so much time analyzing every silence, questioning every glance, and wondering if your beautiful, expansive heart was simply too much for this world to hold. But I need you to hear this one last time, and I need you to let it echo in the deepest chambers of your soul. You are not too much. You are exactly enough. Your capacity to love fiercely, to feel deeply, and to hold space for profound transformation is not a flaw. It is your greatest, most sacred gift. The universe has seen every tear you have shed in the quiet hours of the night. It has heard every whispered prayer for clarity, for peace, for a sign that you were not walking this path alone. And now, the divine response is here. The person who once ran from the magnitude of your light is now actively walking toward it, stripped of their ego, humbled by their own awakening, and ready to meet you in the truth. The dynamic has permanently shifted. You are no longer the one chasing, hoping, or begging for a crumb of their attention. You are the anchored, sovereign soul who has held the energetic blueprint of this connection steady until it was ready to manifest in the physical realm. As you step into this new chapter, I want you to visualize the immediate future. See yourself receiving that message, hearing that voice, or standing in their presence. Notice how different it feels this time. There is no panic in your chest, no desperate need to prove your worth. Instead, there is a profound, settling calm. You look at them and you see them clearly, not through the lens of your past wounds, but through the eyes of your highest self. You recognize that the silence was simply the universe's way of protecting your heart until they were strong enough to hold it. And now that they are, you can finally exhale. The storm has passed and the horizon is clear, bright, and entirely yours to claim. Before you close this reading and return to your day, I want to guide you through a brief, sacred closing ritual to anchor this energy into your physical body. Wherever you are right now, I invite you to gently close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, drawing the air all the way down into the very bottom of your lungs. As you inhale, imagine a warm, golden light filling your chest, dissolving any remaining pockets of fear, doubt, or exhaustion. Hold that breath for just a moment, feeling the steady, powerful rhythm of your own heart. Now, bring your dominant hand and place it gently over your heart center. Feel the warmth of your own palm against your skinches. Feel the steady, reassuring beat of your heart beneath your hand. This is your anchor. This is the home you have been searching for. As you keep your hand there, I want you to silently repeat this affirmation to yourself, either in your mind or out loud. I am safe. I am deeply loved. I release the past, and I welcome the divine reunion that is already on its way to me. Take one more deep, cleansing breath in, and as you exhale slowly through your mouth, release the last remnants of tension from your shoulders, your jaw, and your brow. Allow yourself to sit with this message for a few moments. Do not rush to check your phone or distract yourself. Just be present with the profound knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You are held, you are guided, and you are on the precipice of a beautiful, undeniable breakthrough. If this reading resonated with your soul and you are ready to claim this energy, I ask you to do one specific thing right now. Go to the comments and type the words, "I claim this timeline." By writing those words, you are not just leaving a comment, you are making a spiritual contract with the universe, signaling that you are open, ready, and receptive to the love and clarity that is heading your way. If this message found you at the exact right moment, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. And make sure you are subscribed to Trusted Tarot so you never miss the guidance your higher self is trying to deliver. The universe is moving on your behalf, Pisces. Keep your heart open, keep your boundaries strong, and get ready. Your miracle is no longer distant hope, it is your immediate reality.